have driver of the 27 for Jordan Anderson Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Jeb Burton. Pleasure to be talking to you again, Jeb. Last weekend, you were back at Rockingham, got stage points at the end of stage 1. Same with stage 2, finishing second there, racing against Dean Thompson. We saw how wild things got in the final stage. How did you get through all the yellows, ultimately to an 8th place finish?
Yeah, it was a pretty solid day for us. Spun my tires a little bit on the one stage that I finished second on, or we would have won that. We needed one more lap, and I think I would have blew by the 26, so that was unfortunate. We gave that to them. But still a good points day for us, and we scored the most points. And at the end, we were just hanging on. We had people with new tires coming on behind us, so just closed out a solid day, and now we got a little bit of momentum and heading to Talladega, and hopefully we can go get some stage points and be in contention there as well.
Awesome. I appreciate you breaking down the stages there. It's been a while since NASCAR has been back to the Rock. You ran there in the past in the trucks prior to the repave, winning the pole in 2013. Sure looks fast out there on the new asphalt. How much did that change the track, did you think?
Yeah, the asphalt definitely changed the track big time. I think it just made a lot of grip and a lot more speed compared to what the old track was, but it's still Rockingham. You know, you're moving around a little bit. It turned into 2 lanes for us. Mainly the bottom was more dominant, but you could move up. So that place will get worn out in a couple of years and get kind of back to what it was. But just glad to be back there. A lot of fans, a lot of excitement, and just a cool racetrack. So going to definitely be looking forward to getting back there next year as well.
Awesome. Yeah, it was great that they sold out on Saturday. Looking ahead to this weekend at Talladega, you've had a lot of success there, winning in 21 and in 23, amassing 6 top 10s as well. Last time we were speaking 500s ago, you mentioned how you enjoy superspeedway racing during the day. Saw that in person during the Daytona Summer Race in 21, where you were in that close P4 finish in the 10. What about day races and Dega that spells success for you?
I just think that Talladega has just always been a really good track for me, but Daytona and Talladega definitely race a little bit different, and Talladega has seemed to fit me a little bit better. And I think just because the track's a little bit wider, a little bit more room to do things. So, look, I've had good statistics at Talladega and Daytona, but Talladega a little bit better, and hoping we can go get our 3rd trophy this weekend from that place.
Heck yeah, we'll be rooting you on for sure. We know qualifying on the bigger tracks doesn't always hold that much weight. Both races in Alabama last year, you started outside the top 15 and would get top 10 finishes in both. I'm sure some of it has to do with experience, but how are you always able to work your way up through the draft?
Uh, last year in qualifying, both times we didn't really. We had a problem. The first race with a motor issue, and then the second race, I believe that it rained qualifying out or something. Anyway, but I don't know. I just kind of knack for driving up through there, and both races last time we had a lot of damage on our car, and we still finished 7th and 9th. So I think if our car would have been cleaner at those 2, we would have had a shot to win. And those 2 wrecks wasn't our fault that we got in. So just got to have all the fenders on it, and we'll have a shot at the end. I think there's definitely going to be a lot of wrecks, a lot of people in desperation mode. And, I'm just excited to get there. I always love going there. A lot of energy, a lot of cool fans, and just ready for that last stage and those last coming laps. It's a lot of fun, and hopefully our car will be fast enough to be able to control the race. You know, our car hasn't been fast enough to do that since we won. We've been fast, but we hadn't been good enough to dominate. And to win those races, you need a car that's really good. So hopefully we've made the right adjustments and we can make our car really good again.
Awesome. Appreciate you touching on Talladega. You and the 27 team have found some consistency so far this season and find yourselves 11th in the standings after Rockingham. I know the easy answer is a win, but how are you going to get the 27 in the playoffs again for George and Anderson?
You know, we're definitely getting better. We need more speed for sure, though. We need to keep making our cars better, and we just keep capitalizing on others' mistakes. And That's what we're going to have to keep doing to make it and keep making our cars better. We've got to race really smart, and we can't afford any mistakes. So we need to take full advantage of every opportunity given to us to get stage points and maximize our finishes for every single position every single week. And, you know, we need to get through the next, I would say, 15 races. And then we'll have a really good shot of being right there in, you know. So that's what we need to do. These next 14, 15 races, there's a couple really good tracks for us, and there's a couple tracks that not so much. So we just got to not make any mistakes, not have any mechanical failures, and just outsmart these guys, because a lot of them have more funding and more resources than we do that we're ahead of in points. And we're not going to close that whole gap, but we just got to outsmart them.
Gotcha. Sounds like you got a good plan to execute on for the rest of the regular season. Really appreciate your time, Jeb. And again, best of luck in Talladega, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. See ya.